Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Nacho Problems, where we turn ordinary recipes into extraordinary nachos. I'm Nacho Queen, but you can call me M. We're continuing our celebration of summer this week with a recipe that can be done without any cooking. This week, we're making salad nachos. Now, I will be including a few cooked items, but they can either be skipped or there are ready-to-use versions generally available. So, if you don't feel like turning on your stove, this could be the recipe for you. Let's get started. Step 1, the chips. For our chips, we'll be using slices of cucumber and carrot. So we're gonna need, some cucumbers and carrots. What we're gonna be doing is slicing them thick and at a slight angle to make them large enough to support some toppings. I'm just gonna remove the ends and then slice them somewhere between 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. This one's a little too floppy, so let's go a little bit thicker. That looks perfect. Cameraman stepped in to cut the carrots. You can go a little thinner on these, but still at an angle. And there we go. Those look great. Now let's move on to something a little more challenging in Step 2, the cheese. So I thought we'd try 3 different dressings. That way there should be something for everyone. Many episodes ago, I promised I'd try homemade ranch dressing. So let's make that one first. For that we need 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 1/2 cup sour cream, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, 2 tablespoons parsley, 1 tablespoon dill, 1 tablespoon chives, 1½ teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. The recipe also called for 3/4 cup of buttermilk, but I realized in editing that I accidentally used a full cup, which might be why mine turned out way too runny. If I do it again, I'd probably start with 1/4 cup of buttermilk and adjust up from there. We'll start by combining our mayo, sour cream, and buttermilk and whisk them together until completely combined. Then, just add in all the remaining ingredients. I'm going to be making all of the dressings in these bowls because they have lids that seal really well. I know we're not going to use all of this today, so we can store the leftovers in the fridge for the rest of the week. Okay, well, not exactly Hidden Valley, but it'll do. Next up is Italian dressing. For that we need 1/3 cup olive oil, 1/4 cup red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon honey, 1 clove of garlic, minced, 1 teaspoon oregano, 1 teaspoon salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. For this one, we're just going to combine all of the ingredients and whisk them together. Then we're going to put the lid on and shake it like it owes you money. This is why I chose containers with good lids, so the dressings could all be well shaken before use, especially since this one is basically just a vinaigrette. Well, that's 2 down. For the last one, Jimmy Buffett requested that I make what's called French dressing here in the US. Considering the main ingredients are mayonnaise and ketchup, I rather wonder if the French are willing to take credit for this particularly unholy concoction. But here's what we need. 2/3 cup ketchup, 1/2 cup finely chopped onion, 1/2 cup mayonnaise, 1/3 cup of red wine vinegar, 1/3 cup white sugar, 1 teaspoon Worcestershire, 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon paprika, and 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. So for this recipe, we'll be introducing a new kitchen friend, my trusty old blender, Spinderella. Hey, one for the 90s kids. We're going to add the ketchup, onion, mayonnaise, vinegar, sugar, Worcestershire, paprika, garlic powder, and salt into the blender and hit puree. Give it about 30 seconds to a minute. Then while the blender is still running, we're going to slowly add in the oil. Have you ever wondered what that little removable centerpiece for the lid is? This is your chance to use it. Take it out, grab a small dishcloth to have on hand to cover the opening in case of splatter. Now very slowly pour in the oil in a steady stream. Then let it run for another few seconds, and there you have it. We 3 cheeses for nachos are ranch, Italian, and French is bizarre. Okay, next up is Step 3, the toppings. This is another case of the toppings can really be anything you want them to be. I do feel like you need some type of lettuce or other leafy green to be able to call it a salad, but as always, you do you. Now, some items that you might want to cook, but I chose to go with ready-to-serve options, are the chicken, hard-boiled eggs, croutons, and bacon bits. We've also got an assortment of cheeses, some crispy onions, cherry tomatoes, and Olsen's favorite blend of peppers and red onion. The only thing needed here is some dicing, so let's skip to the good part. Step 4, let's eat. Okay, we've got 3 plates to make, so let's start with Olsen's. Of course, we've got our chips and some of the mixed greens. Next, he wanted some chicken, some eggs, and of course the peppers and onion. A little shredded cheddar, some bacon, and then top that with some crispy onions and finish off with some of the Italian dressing. Next up is Jimmy Buffett. He went with mostly the same stuff, but added tomatoes and swapped the crispy onions for croutons. And of course, the French dressing. What is it with him and orange sauces? You guys remember what he had for mac and cheese night, right? Finally, there's mine. I decided to skip the peppers and onions and opted for the drizzly ranch. Oh wait, we almost forgot Youngson. Yeah, he doesn't do salad, so he opted for leftover fried chicken and potato chips. Okay, let's get some taste testing going. Everyone really enjoyed these. Okay, everyone except Youngson really enjoyed these. He felt these nachos were better suited to the wild rabbits that live out back. I have to say the French dressing turned out the best of the 3, but the other 2 were pretty good. Well, that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give it a like, and please consider subscribing if you want to see more nacho videos. If you have an idea for a future video, you can leave a comment below, or better yet, tag me on Twitter. I'm at NachoProblemsYT. And if you're looking to steal my apron, well, that's nacho merch, but you can get your own at a link in the description. Now guys, I have a confession. The Nacho Queen might be fearless in the kitchen, but she is terrified of flying, and I am about to get on a 5-hour cross-country flight. But unless you're the person sitting next to me who will have to hold my hand if we hit turbulence, that's not your problem. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.